players, Jalen Jasper and Spencer Wickens. We will start with a opening statement from the head coach and then go to questions in the room and then questions on Zoom if there are any.
Yeah, I mean, first off, thanks for having us. We're excited to be back here. I mean, I feel like everybody at UCLA is starting to become sort of second family for us because this is our fifth home match here. So, yeah, it's a great event to be a part of, and we're excited to be here. So. Yeah. Speak loud here.
Taking to win LA Times for you, Coach. You mentioned having been here for a while now because you played here in your last tournament.
Yep.
How do you carry the momentum over from the conference tournament now to this NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I'll let these guys speak. They're the ones that are doing all the hard work.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, from a coaching perspective, it's just we're familiar with the place, so that's nice. Last year playing in Ohio, it was a new arena. We'd never been there before, or at least this group hadn't, so it's a little bit different, but I think there's some comfort in the familiarity for sure.
For you guys, do you feel that you can carry over momentum, or is it just a new tournament, a new page for this team?
I think it's important to take, honestly, both. It's a reset. We want to take the good things that we did from the MPSF tournament and carry it over, but then we also want, to create a new plan and just look at a new tournament because it was great to win, but now we have a new path, new tournament to try to get through, so that's exciting too.
Yeah, it's like same gym, different court type of feeling. Like, it's very nice to be able to play on the same court that we had so much success on. But at the same time, like, we want to focus on the things that we did well, not carry over too much of the things that we wanted to work on. So just trying to, find that balance, like Spencer said, taking both.
Knowing the stakes of last week, you guys knew that you had to win the tournament to be able to get here to this tournament. How impressed are you with the way your team handled those kinds of stakes, and how does that help you going into this tournament, obviously, which is the same situation, win or go home?
Yeah, we've had a few different lineups this season. So heading into the tournament with the lineup that we had, we just were very comfortable because we won our last couple games with the lineup that we had. And yeah, I'm sorry, what was the question again? I totally just lost my train of thought.
How do you feel like handling those stakes of win or go home in the conference tournament can help you guys in this tournament?
Yeah, I feel like the lineup that we had, it was just like a really good group that we always felt like a sense of urgency, but we never really felt panicked or rushed, and we always just kind of kept our cool, even in set 5 or when we were down in a set, knowing that it was going to go to 5, we just kept our cool, and it's never really been an issue for us, so yeah. I'm excited to see us transfer that over to this tournament.
Yeah, I think after we had our struggles early on in the year, we just planned to try to play our best ball at the end. So under those circumstances, if we lost, we go home, we knew what those were, what the stakes were, and it's the same stakes here. So I think maybe that gives us a little bit of comfortability going forward, just in the sense that we have been playing do or die matches the past couple weeks, so it's go time. Yeah.
And for a lot of the seniors, they just had their last practice in Firestone, and just seeing how emotional that some of them were getting, and just how tight that this team is. We really just want to win for the older guys and everybody. So keeping that in mind, that it's do or die now. So.
Where do you think that kind of maturity? Surely it takes an amount of maturity to look at an event and say we need to win this, but also not let those nerves get to you. So where do you think that maturity on this team comes from for you guys to be able to fight through that conference tournament?
I think it comes from the culture that the coaches and players before us kind of instilled. We have played fortunately we played in a lot of big games, and David talks about all the time, being nervous and being excited comes from the same thing, it's rooted from the same emotion, but how you kind of configure it in your head, you can make it so you're excited, but also kind of level the nerves. So they definitely put in a lot of good thought, and we've talked a lot about mindset, mindfulness, and put ourselves in the right headspace for matches.
Coach, there were a lot of upsets in the conference tournament, and it made for a little bit of a chaotic selection Sunday. You guys were safe.
Yeah.
But there were a few other teams that were kind of sweating it out. But for the growth of this sport, what does that say about the direction of where men's volleyball is going in the collegiate level?
Yeah. I've definitely seen, this is 14, 15 years now in men's volleyball. I've definitely seen a lot of teams. I mean, it was evident last night with North Greenville winning. The talent, is now spreading across the country. There's a lot of good teams that are playing a lot of good volleyball. I think the ease for these athletes to be able to go on and watch any match that's played around the world at any time is amazing, right? Like 10 years ago, that wasn't even a thing. Maybe on YouTube you could see some matches, but now they can see that best volleyball players playing the game at any point, and I think that grows the level of the sport. Now we're seeing that just across the country. So men's volleyball is growing. John's doing a great job of being a catalyst for that. So the sport is growing, and then hopefully we'll see that, in terms of the tournament. But then also, like you said, there were some upsets, and that put some teams in some awkward positions. And you never want your fate to be determined by a group of people. You want to remove all doubt. And we were in that situation last year, so I know what that's like. I definitely slept a lot better Saturday night knowing that we were in, so that was good. But yeah, I mean, the level of volleyball, I don't know if the ceiling is getting higher, but definitely the floor is rising.
You mentioned John Spur, obviously.
Yep.
You guys are playing him next.
Yep.
You've played UCLA twice already and
Yep.
lost in 3 both times. How do you kind of revisit those matches, or is it kind of wipe the slate clean, you know what you need to do, you just go do it?
Yeah, I mean, from a tactical coaching standpoint, you're trying to get any information that you can. So somebody asked if I was bummed out about the draw, and I said, I'd much rather play a team that I'm familiar with. We know the players on the court, we know the tempo, we know their coaching style, we know their tactics, their changes, versus somebody completely different. In 2007, Pepperdine, Paul Carroll was on the team, our current assistant coach. He was on the team. We were #1 all year, and we went and played IPFW and got upset in 4. And they played a completely different style of volleyball and didn't really know what they were going to do. So there is some familiarity in that. And at this point, you're going to have to be a good team. So it's like, well, they're all going to be good, so it doesn't matter.
What's impressed you the most about the season UCLA's put together? When I talked to John earlier, he said it's one of their best seasons in a long time.
Yeah. I don't pay too much attention to that. Yeah. They're always going to have talent, right? They're well coached and they have talent, just like a lot of other teams in our conference.